Hi everybody, welcome to another vlog. I've already filmed the intro to this already and I am so frustrated. It's not even funny. I've been having tech issues galore and it's either a mixture of my phone being weird or I'm impatient. It's just Vlogmas hasn't really been going in my favor. And I've also been dealing with a stomach bug. I am at my wit's end. But we're gonna try this. We're gonna try it again. I realized why my vlogs have been weird. I had done a whole other vlog for this readathon. Thankfully, I hadn't read anything and it was just going to be a really busy weekend for work. I work in a library and so I thought it'd be like great contents, like bookish contents. And it ended up just blowing up in my face because all the clips I filmed, the audio is fine, but like the video itself was in slow motion and I couldn't figure out why. Apparently, my computer has decided which of my clips that it liked. I had changed the quality of the camera, like the settings, to 4K from like 1080p to 1080p. Is that the word I'm looking for? But it went from 1080 to 4K. Clearly a jump in quality, right? And it looks great on my phone. However, whenever I would try to drag and drop, sometimes it'll like it, sometimes it didn't, and when it didn't, all the clips would be in slow motion. I don't know why. I don't know why it's doing that, but I've decided, you know what? As much as I would love to change the quality of my vlogs and make it look less like I'm filming on a brick, it's just not happening. For my mental health, it's just not happening. And I could just pull up my fancy camera while I'm vlogging, but I just don't want to have to do that every time. But anyways, rant aside, let's start this vlog again. My last vlog, I had decorated my tree. I made a big deal of it too. So let's just perceive my tree for a second. Look how beautiful that is. Stunning, I know. I also, in the last vlog that never went live, I did a podcast. I'm gonna list where you can find it down below. I talked about like holiday romance recommendations for my works podcast. And if you wanna listen to that, you can either find it on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. So those are the two big things we missed from last time. Let's talk about this vlog. Reading wise for this readathon, I haven't done a whole lot in regards to prompts. I've been like still chipping away at Alan Rickman's diaries and I don't know if I'm actually going to finish it. So I've done something else for that because that prompt was read what you're currently reading or a novella. And I did a bunch of reading today and either one of these can count towards that. First one is Can I Pet Your Dog by Jeremy Nguyen. This has to go back, and so which is why I like picked it up today. Someone has requested it and I can no longer keep it. So I knew I had to read it today. And it's just a series of funny little like one-shot like comics, if that's the word I'm looking for, of like how you can get around and petting someone's dog. Like this one was kind of gross, but like be more enticing as you just, you know, drown yourself in bacon grease. And overall, the ideas were funny. And I found it relatable because I'm that person that's constantly like, can I pet your dog? Can I pet your dog? I don't have a dog and I would love one. But due to our living situation and, you know, my husband being allergic to dogs, it's just not possible. However, this did get repetitive. So I think I'm going to rate this 3.5 stars. I like the art style. That was fun. Next one that can also count for the novella is Catitude. I did say in my TBR that I was trying to read this for read a book that has the colors of your favorite season. I read something else for that. So I'm going to talk about that in a second. But Catitude, the full title is Catitude, Your Cat Doesn't Give Up and Neither Should You by Katie Abbey. And this again was just a series of little comics that was actually funny but gave really profound advice. One really spoke out to me. Let me see if I can find it again. Here's one. No is a full sentence. And that is something I definitely need to live up to a little bit. Here's another one that really spoke to me. Let me just see if I can find it again. Here it is. You don't always have to be busy. Sometimes you can just be. So at times they were really funny, but sometimes you just got that gut punch like that. I was like, oh. So this I loved. I loved the art style too. This was a full 5 stars, and I think this might be the one that I actually use for that prompt. Either way, I now have that prompt done, and I don't have to worry about actually finishing Diaries of Alan Rickman. Now, these are just a couple more that I don't think I'm going to use for prompts. This is just what I read today. Today was a day of doing laundry, getting chores done, and while I was waiting for laundry to be finished, I just had to go through them because they have to go back to the library. This one was Alien Next Door in Space, No One Can Hear You Clean. This is actually this was found in the tween section of my library. I want to show you the spine, but I don't know if you can actually see it, so I won't. This was found in the tween section, and this was just like a series of wordless images that just kind of humanizes the alien from the Alien movies. Like, here's one. And this one definitely is fitting for the season. Overall, I enjoyed this. They were humorous at times, and I think you'd love it more if you're a huge fan of the Alien movies. I personally rated this 3 out of 5 stars. And this one, if you know, you know. I saw this on the new bookshelf at my library and gasped so loud that my boss was like, wait, why the reaction? I then had to explain to her the scandal behind this. I saw this and I was like, I have to look at this now. Just flip through it. And honestly, the little stories, the little advice that they give in regards to dating is now, unfortunately, colored by what happened. Ned cheated on his wife. He was the wife guy of this, of the Try Guys. His personality was all about his wife, and he cheated on his wife. As you can imagine, that blew up the internet. So if you weren't aware, that's just a quick 30 seconds of what happened. And man, all the cutesy stuff went from being cute to an absolute farce. The recipes themselves, I wasn't super impressed by. But overall, the aesthetics of the cookbook, the setup of the cookbook was really nice. You can tell that a lot of money went into this, which is a shame with how it all went down, because this was published and then a month later, the cheating scandal happened. So it's a shame because they really put in a lot of effort to this. But I wasn't super impressed with the recipes. So even outside of the cheating scandal, I would rate this 2 out of 5 stars. All right, so that's everything that I read today, and only one of that really fulfilled a prompt. I'm gonna actually look real quick what that prompt was. Dasher. That was Dasher, which was worth 15 points, and that was finish a book you're currently reading or pick up a novella. So we now have 15 points. The second book I completed, it was actually one of the first things I read. I did say in my TBR that I wanted this for Prancer, a book that either has my favorite season on the cover or colors of my favorite season, and this was the only thing I had on hand. Fall is my favorite season, but Christmas is my favorite holiday. And I kind of consider Halloween lumped in with fall, which is why I think fall is superior. I love the leaves. I love the crisp weather without it being too cold. All the spooky stuff. It's my favorite season. And I would say fall is more like red, orangey, yellow kind of colors. And this has that. But during this time of year, I want to read Christmassy stuff. So I wasn't really thrilled with that choice. So I found something else. I found This Winter by Alice Oseman. It's a novella set in the Heartstopper universe. And it's interesting. She wrote a bunch of the novellas for this universe before the graphic novel came out, and this was one of them. But chronologically, if you want to read them in order, read the graphic novels first and then this novella. Because trigger warning, this takes place at Christmas after Charlie gets released from the hospital, and he was in the hospital. This is where the trigger warning comes up. He received treatment for his anorexia there. So this is the first Christmas with Charlie being home, and it's from the perspective of Charlie, his sister, and his brother. And so it's a really quick novella. Honestly, I don't know if I would have enjoyed this had I read this before reading the graphic novel. Like, the themes were really spot on. I enjoyed it. But knowing the backstory of a lot of these characters, I think gives the novella a lot more nuance. I still rated it 3 out of 5 stars. I enjoyed it. But I don't think I would have enjoyed it as much had I read them in the original order and not in chronological order. So this one is for Prancer. Read a book with your favorite season's colors on it. So at this point, I now have 35 points for Team Snowflake. So that's all I have as an update right now for reading. I've uploaded all my Vlogmas videos that I currently have. This last one was a test, was clearly an exercise of humility. I kept having tech issues with that as well. So I thought about tonight, after editing everything, after all my chores were done, like filming a couple videos, but you know what? I actually have to film an audition tomorrow and I have to put on makeup for that. So I think I'll just wait until tomorrow and I have plenty of time to really plan these videos that I'm going to film. I think that's a plow. It's currently snowing. It started snowing earlier and I think that's a plow. But yeah, that's all I have for you guys. I'm just really glad I finally got this readathon going. It's really late. I think it is December 11th. We're 11 days into this readathon and I'm barely hitting the prompts. So we do need to like speed things up. But yeah, again, that's all I have for you guys. I'm gonna put on my pajamas now that I'm done with everything and just relax for the rest of the evening and enjoy my beautiful tree. Hi everybody, so it's been well over a week since I checked in and this week has just been incredibly busy, like so busy. Last Monday, I did say, hey, I have an audition I want to film, and then while I have my makeup, I'm going to film a bunch of other videos. Well, that didn't happen because I was an idiot and got into a fight with a bread knife, which meant my time in the ER, because yeah, I needed stitches, definitely postponed everything I had planned to do. So all week, it's just been a matter of basically catching up. I did film some videos. I did get that audition out. I was hoping to get everything out by Christmas Day, but I think maybe just by like New Year's, like December videos are just gonna be Vlogmas videos. And if it's after Christmas, it's after Christmas. So it's just been a matter of playing catch up all week. Also, I wanted to try to get some like Christmassy stuff done. Like I did so much baking. I did my usual amount of Christmas baking and normally I would vlog that and have that as a video, but I just did not have time to. Like I actually, I think Saturday I planned on just, all right, that will be my day of baking, only to get called in because someone called out sick. So I was like, all right, well, I'll go to work and then I'll bake that night because I do not have the time. I'm basically just venting right now that I just have not had the time. Like Saturday I went into work even though I wasn't supposed to. I baked until midnight because I was an idiot and forgot to add flour to cookies. And these oatmeal cookies just completely flattened while they were baking. And of course they did. Of course they did. And that's because I was moving too quickly. Sunday, I had to go to work and I wanted to get these, these fun holiday nails done. Normally I would put press-ons to give them extra length, but because of my stitch, I'm trying to hide my stitches, but because of my stitches, my doctor thought it was a bad idea because I did ask them. They're like, perhaps not, you can paint them after a couple of days, but maybe not do the full extensions. I'm like, fine, I will listen because I'm stuck with these stitches until well after Christmas and I wanted Christmas nails. And tomorrow I actually have an acting gig. I have a very early morning call for a commercial. So that's what I'm doing tomorrow. I'm debating whether or not I should do an day in the life in an actor vlog. I don't know if I should, but I want to think about it. But despite me, moaning that I've been extremely busy, I did finish one thing and started another. I finished the Christmas Clash, which was for Dancer, I believe. Is the one that was worth 10 points for read something with fancy font on the cover. It was okay. I didn't necessarily love it. It was a rivals to romance book. Basically, these high school students, their family. It's Romeo and Juliet, at least it starts off that way. They didn't like each other because their family didn't like each other, and then they slowly have to work together because both of their families owns restaurants in the mall, and the mall is closing, and so they have to try to figure out how to save the mall. So they have to work together. And one of our main characters also was in this art competition. I felt like there was a lot going on. I wasn't super invested in these characters, but overall it was still fun. It definitely gave the Christmassy vibe I was looking for, and I rated it 3 out of 5 stars. But we got 10 more points. 10 more points. So I think at this point I have a total of 55 points for Team Snowflake. And I did start, and I'm about halfway through. Oh God, that's Sean and McGuire book. Hold on. Got it. I got it. I'm currently vlogging in the kitchen because my husband's sleeping right now. And I should be sleeping right now. When I say early morning, my call time is 5:45 a.m. So I need to go to bed. So we're going to do this very quickly. I started reading Every Heart a Doorway. This is for my book club. And this is meant for like read a book that's overly hyped. I'm enjoying it so far. I don't know if I'd love it, but I'm enjoying it so far. And I need to finish this for Tuesday because my book club is Tuesday. And I still have to wrap presents. That was another thing I did. I went Christmas shopping over the weekend, so thankfully that's done. I just need to wrap stuff. But that is a quick update, a very convoluted update. Long story short, if you made it here, I've just been very busy and life hasn't been going my way, but we got points. I read another thing and I started another thing. But I'll talk to you guys later. Good morning, everybody. It is a little after 5:30. I'm currently on my way to my shoot this morning. My call time is 5:45. And I'm a little early, which I'm glad because I am a little lost. I don't know where I'm meant to go in, but we're gonna try it. Just gotta find the main doors. Anyways, today was a bit of a rush. As per usual, I don't manage my time very well throwing my stuff together. I did remember to bring my passport so I can get paid today. And I brought a couple changes of clothes. I wasn't told to bring any clothes or wardrobe, but I didn't want to come empty-handed either. Lit up all three. Oh, there's someone leaving. I think I found the door. I'm going to check in now. I also brought my makeup too, because last time I came in with my makeup on, it was a no-go. But all right, let's check in. Hello, so it is end of the day. It's 9 p.m. I am exhausted. And I figured I'll give you kind of like a wrap up for this vlog and kind of just end things and move on to like a second part. I haven't read anything else. I did attempt to start something while I was in the green room earlier today. Like I did bring whiteout with every intention on reading, and then I started chatting with my other cast people. Castmates, is that the word I'm looking for? I had hoped that I would make enough content to make that into a separate vlog so it would be interesting for Vlogmas, but it really wasn't that interesting. The shoot was at the Boston Public Library, which is really exciting. It looked really cool, kind of in the dark. I mean, we weren't in the dark. A lot of the lights were out and there were still lights. But going in, it was just disorganized. Like no one was really communicating with us background people. At one point after I finished eating breakfast, I then had to find someone like, hey, so where do we go to wardrobe? And they sent us to wardrobe only for us to like just hang out there. We weren't introduced to the person at all. And I think we were sitting there for maybe like over an hour. It's like, we're gonna go on set soon. They haven't even like, thankfully I'm wearing like pretty nondescript clothing. And no one from wardrobe went to see if I was okay. A lot of the times when I do these projects, they'll like double check to make sure you're not wearing any like logos or brands or stuff like that. And no one even looked at me. Eventually I was like, I jokingly said like, I know I am at the bottom of the barrel. I am not an important person because I am not one of the main actors. I'm a background person. That being said, will you be doing my makeup or should I go ahead and start doing my own makeup? Because even though yes, you're a background person, there's a good chance you're still going to be on camera. And I don't know if you can tell. I don't think so because I have it covered up pretty good. And of course, at this point, I got some really juicy dark under eye circles. I wanted like to cover up my blemishes. And I later on, as I was on set, they set up a camera almost directly in front of me. So I'm glad I went ahead and did my makeup. But I had to ask, She's like, oh, well, I was kind of told just to focus on main people, so I could ask, but I'm probably not going to be doing your makeup. I'm like, don't worry about it. I got it. She attempted to help me at one point, and then she got pulled away. But she's like, oh, give me your sponge. I can help you for a second. I'm like, no, thank you, but no. Only because I haven't washed my sponge after a couple uses. Simply because it's like a travel sponge that I just keep in my makeup bag, and I haven't taken it out to clean it yet. And it's disgusting. It does not look good. I was like, please don't look at this. I just realized you can see all sorts of what I'm currently working on. There we go. At least it will lower the glare on my glasses. Anyways, it was like, please, you don't want to touch this. Thankfully, she was pulled away and she didn't touch it. But I do, now that I've been properly shamed, I'm going to be cleaning that sponge. For the most part, they just had us sitting in the green room. They really didn't need us background people. There was a very hard and set rule that we needed to be done by 8:30 because like the library was opening. So they were doing a lot of other stuff, and I didn't actually get pulled in until like the last hour. So my call time was 5:45 a.m. I got released at 8:30, and I didn't get on set until about 7:45. So I had a lot of time to just hang out, and I did do a little bit of exploring. Like if you've never been to the Boston Public Library, it is gorgeous. What a beautiful building. Not only should you go and like just walk around and explore, they also do tours, so you can actually get some history behind like a lot of like the statues and murals. When they finally did have us on set, it was like super quick and super easy. So yeah, so I guess I would have to say like my biggest complaint was like no one was really communicating with us. And yeah, I get it. We're background actors and we're not super important, but I would very much still like to be kept in the loop. But afterwards, I treated myself to like brunch at the Friendly Toast. This restaurant is kind of like a diner. This diner's across the street from my train station that I needed to take. So I was like, you know what? I have an hour to kill. I'm going to enjoy some delicious breakfast. And it was fantastic. And I came straight home. And then I like did nothing all day. Like I laid around all day because I am beat. I did, for the last 30 minutes, attempt to edit this worst books I've read in 2022 video because I am super behind on my videos, but I just don't have the energy for it. I am too tired. So long story short, that was my update for today. I haven't read anything, although I did attempt to read. I think I read 2 pages of Whiteout. Did attempt to read something. So I don't really have anything else for you. What I'm actually going to do now, the reason why I had this screen up before, Alex from Paperbacks and Pucks and Paperpacks, I don't know why I misremembered his YouTube name. He was participating in this really cool like Vlogmas exercise, and I think Sage I could be misremembering their name, tagged him, and like the idea is you like answer questions and then you tag other people. So these are the questions that Alex had tagged me in to answer. What is your favorite Christmas cookie? What is your favorite queer book? And what is your favorite book of 2022 that you want more people to read and know about? I'm like super beat, so I'll of course explain this better down in the description box below, but that's just what the main thing is. My favorite Christmas cookies. So I bake a lot, like every year. And even though, yes, I love like sugar cookies and these peanut butter cookies and M&M cookies, I think my absolute favorite are snowballs, which is like this like almond type of cookie that's in a ball and it's like just covered in powdered sugar. It's delicious. It's one of my favorites. Another question is, what is your favorite queer book? I think I'm gonna like focus on books that I read this year. I have 2 that's actually pretty great. One is Cheer Up, Love and Pom-Poms, which is a graphic novel about a trans girl and a cis girl. Like they join the cheer team for their own reasons and they start to fall in love. It's very cute. And the other one is The Secret Life of Albert Entwistle. He's a postal worker that's actually set to retire, and he's been like living in the closet his entire life and basically being made to retire because I guess at 65 you don't have any choice, is making him confront like a lot of things that he kept like buried down his entire life. And so he comes out of the closet and he slowly like reevaluates like his relationships with other people, and he even tries to hunt down like his old like first love too. It is very sweet. And I love the idea of like older people falling in love, because you don't see that a lot. But those are my questions. Well, those are my answers to the questions that he had asked me. I'm literally editing this video right now, and I realized I never answered Alex's last question, which was, what was your favorite book of 2022 that you want people to read and know about? And the Gashly Crumb Tinies was my choice, and I just didn't talk about it because I was that tired in the clip. It's basically this really cute like alphabet book, but a really grim one, whereas like A is for Albert, who fell down the stairs, and it gets increasingly grim with the death of these children. It's great. I highly recommend. I read it over Halloween, and it brought a lot of joy, interesting enough, and I'm definitely going to eventually buy a copy of this. These are my questions. I don't know who I'm going to tag. Try to see. Let me go into my comment section and who's responded recently. No pressure though. If I say your name and you're like, yeah, I don't have time to do this, please don't worry about it. But if you'd like to answer these questions, I guess I am tagging Meandmytea, BookCats, and Words of Clover. Going through all my comments. Oh, Connor! I didn't realize he had... See, I'm super behind my comment section too. But I won't tag you, friend. So I'm properly tagging now that I've gotten, distracted. Words of Clover, Meandmytea, and BookCats. Again, don't feel obligated to answer these questions. But if you're doing Vlogmas at the end of a vlog, feel free to answer these questions that I have going for you guys. These are my questions that I would like for you to answer at the end of one of your vlogs. Is Die Hard a Christmas movie? I couldn't help but add this question because this is at my library right now. We, of course, have been having this, not an intense debate, but one of my coworkers has been asking, everyone's like, all right, what are your thoughts on it? Is it a Christmas movie? I personally think it is. It takes place during Christmas, during a Christmas party. There's Christmas music on the soundtrack. So I personally think it is. It's not your typical Christmas movie. But I mean, neither is Krampus. So I personally think yes. If you think no or yes, feel free to answer that. The next question is, what is your favorite holiday tradition? Baking, watching movies. If so, what movie? Getting your tree at the tree farm. I've never done that, actually. I've never gotten a tree at a tree farm. I think I've only gotten a real tree a couple times in my life. We usually have artificial trees, and once or twice we got them, I think we got them from Walmart or one of those like big retail shops where we got it rather cheaply. And my last question is, what book would be a great choice as a Christmas gift? Like, I think humorous like autobiographies like Yes Please by Amy Poehler, I think those are like a really great choice, because it's really funny, it's really uplifting, and it doesn't necessarily fit in a certain mold. Like, yes, it's nonfiction, but it reads like fiction, so I think it'd be a great choice for people to branch out if they only normally read a certain genre. So those are my questions. Like I said, no pressure if you don't want to participate in it. And that's it. That's all I got for you guys. My hand is starting to shake. I'm getting a headache because I'm so tired, so I'm just gonna put on my pajamas and go to bed now, because I've been up since 3:30 a.m. It is now almost 9:30 p.m. So we are going to be productive tomorrow. And as always, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I guess it's ta-ta for now. Bye, guys.